It's Friday afternoon, which means it's time for your favorite comedy talk show, The Random Kristian Show. Today, The Random Kristian Show is talking with actor Allan Martin. The Random Kristian Show is brought to you by Mrs. A's famous salsa BUENA. 3 unique blended salsas made with fresh cilantro and just the right amount of heat. To find a store near you, just visit mrsafamous.com. The Random Kristian Show is proudly supported by The Advisor. Created by Colonel James Neil Broadus, this Facebook group is a great resource and network for creatives. Contact them on Facebook at The Advisor. The Random Kristian Show can now be seen and heard on the Rabbit and Red Radio Network. Check them out at rabbitandredradio.com. Intro music provided by the Dead Campers. Check them out on Spotify and at deadcampers.com. Like what you hear? Don't forget to take a quick second to like, follow, and subscribe to get notifications when we go live. I'm your co-host, Andy. Now here's your host, Kristian Random.
Andy?
Chris?
You smell that?
It's that brand new studio smell.
It is the brand new studio smell. Look at this. Andy, you've done an excellent design job.
We tried to upgrade everything. You know, we just put some paint on the old studio, you know.
Oh, I think you've done more than just paint.
Yeah, you know, just some drywall here and there. You know. I have a great drywall guy. That came in.
We could start a reality show. Let's redo your studio.
Yeah, pimp my studio.
Oh yeah, there we go. Pimp my studio. Oh, that would be. Ooh, Andrew.
Or pimp my podcast, maybe. Pimp my podcast. I think that's better.
Yeah, it's sexier. That's for sure.
It is. It's just
it matches us,
right?
In all the wrong ways. So
yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. I am Kristian. This is my co-host and good friend Andrew, and we are here to make things fun and funky. You know what I'm saying? We've got actor, this guy. To read his bio, you're just like, what hasn't this guy done? Allan Martin is out with a new show. He's been a lot. You see the face. And it's funny because I was showing this to people at work, and they're like, "I know that dude. I know that dude from somewhere, you know." And I mentioned Ozark, and they're like, "Kind of." And then I found out how many people were General Hospital fans because he was in General Hospital. He had a recurring character as a doctor. Oh, you know. And then it's like you see the light bulb go off, and I'm like,
"Yep."
How much General Hospital did you watch? You know, and
it is funny how, again, when you think of General Hospital and soap operas like that, it's just been out there, and you don't realize like the impact and the reach that it has. But I mean, no, it's I mean, like that's crazy. It's big. It's a big deal.
I mean, hey, I will tell you. I mean, I used to watch quite a bit of soap operas back in the day.
No, you.
They were back in more of my college days, but which we very affectionately returned. We actually planned our classes around a series of shows. One was Santa Barbara, which is no longer on the air.
Right.
Then there was we called them dope operas because we basically we went to school early in the morning, came home for our lunch break, which we basically got high and watched soap operas. And anyway, so but General Hospital was one, and all my children.
Okay, all right.
And so there's a weird little trip into the past of Kristian. And
you just turned off your camera, Chris.
Oh, great.
So while you get your camera back, my funny college TV story is, only a few people had TVs in their rooms, but you could only get sort of the basic like broadcast channels. Like there wasn't cable going to all the different rooms. That's probably different now, but in the dorms. And so out in the main dorm area, they had a communal TV that people could watch shows and everything. Well, like everybody would get together, like half of the dorm would get together to watch Friends every week, right? But the show on before Friends was Star Trek, The Next Generation, and all the nerds were there. That was my group, right? So there was like, I don't know, like maybe 10 of us from the dorm that would get together to watch Star Trek, and then everybody would pile in to watch Friends afterwards and just sort of push the nerds out of the common room. So that was my big and you probably missed all that, but your camera's back. So we'll get you back in here.
It's the new studio jitters.
Right. Yeah.
I stepped on the wrong cord is what happened. And I apologize to our producer, Lyle DeTime. Things happen, but again, right. No, you watched Friends and stuff like that. Yes, I heard quite a bit of it. Oh, hey, looks like we've got some people joining in on the show. There is a live chat. So if you guys have questions during the show or comments, please feel free to type on in. Kristian call lounging around watching soap operas. I missed the last part.
Oh, hold on. Sorry.
Operas field research. Yes, there we go. That's an even better. I like that. Where were you when I was in college? Probably similar situations. All right. But anyway, so yes, Greg Allan Martin, great actor. Yeah, I can't wait to talk to him. I've again only done my light grays into his background and all he's done, and very excited about the show Shadrach that's on Pureflix. That'll be well, it's out now. We actually planned to have him on before it came out, but hiatus happened, and hiatus is over, so now here we are. Anyway, so Andy, everything well in the Pacific Northwest, and everybody's
all is good. We got we got a little bit of rain this morning for but hey,
longshoremen haven't set you off yet.
Yes, such is life. So no, everything's good. So gonna ask why people watching Star Trek would have any interest watching a show called Friends. A trip. Right?
They're nerds and see the Star Trek is okay. I'm not going to get into the theories.
No, well, yeah, no, that's
but Friends has girls.
Yeah, right.
And they were, they're anyway. All right, so a needle pulling thread. Law is a node to follow. So tea is a drink with jam and bread, and we bring it all back to the random 9 list. That's right. That's what that music means. That's what it's all about. And that is why one of the reasons we're here. We have a research team. That's right. We spare no expense, literally no expense, to bring you this random 9 list. It's put together by a team of crackhead researching lawyers and statisticians that have nothing better to do but to research these random topics that we give them every week. And they spend countless hours or minutes or sometimes just bathroom breaks and give us.
I think really it's AI. I think they've gone to AI.
Let Google figure it out.
They've completely checked out.
Reasons. 9 random ways we're going to know things have gone down the crapper thanks to the longshoremen. Nanu. And that's what this music and all was about, and why I didn't hit the post on time, but I make it look good sometimes, so that's what I do. Almost hit the post again. All right, so and unfortunately the printer was not working, so I'm going to be working off my phone.
How unprofessional.
Telecom link. But yeah, so here we are. We have our 9 random ways that we're going to know things have gone down the crapper thanks to our current status in the United States of us. That work? Kind of. Hi, welcome to the show. My name's Kristian. This is my co-host Andy, and we are the Random Kristian Show. We've got Allan Martin and 9 random ways we know things are going down the crapper. So let's start the random 9 list with
number 9. You're watching this show.
The show starts on time every week.
Right. Yeah.
Number 9. The Bezos spaceship gets into Uranus's orbit. We didn't write that one.
No.
We did not write that one. That was probably producer Lyle at the time.
I think so.
Yeah. French. He's weird.
Right.
So let's just go right on down to yes, thank you. Perfect timing. Number 8, Andrew. Let's have number 8.
Yeah. Number 8, 9 random ways we've known things have gone down to crapper. The popular vote in the elections gets replaced with who has more TikTok followers.
This could actually become a very real thing.
Right. Yeah.
Or maybe who gets the most posts about their last statement or whatever.
Well, yeah, no, just say it's a post that says elect me president. Whichever post gets the most likes, they'll
just do away with the media and just have it all on social media. And
seriously, all social media,
TikTok or Insta hits or Snapchats.
Yeah,
the best Snapchat ever. My Trump sucks, so and I can't do Kamala. So, alrighty, let's moving on to the 7 random ways. The number 7 random way we know things have gone down the crapper. I can't speak. No. That's actually a bonus. The Raiders actually win a Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, that would be a sign of the end of times for sure.
That's part of the 4 horsemen, I believe, is
right.
A pirate on a horse with a parrot.
Yes,
coming right along. This is sign language for a horse with a pirate on it. This is the pirate horse.
Right.
Everybody, we're all together. All right. Moving on to number 6.
Number 6, illegal immigrants start going back to their own countries by their own free will.
Which, really, I'm not sure why they haven't already.
Right.
There's so many people that are actual U.S. born citizens that are like, I'm ready to leave. Okay, Oprah, go. Yeah. So sure, I got that going for me.
All right.
Yeah. All right. We're going to number 5 random ways we've known that things are going down the crapper. The Macarena's back, baby.
Hey.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. DJ air horn and a dun dun dun. That's pretty.
No, that was good. That was good tapping on the.
It was solid.
Yeah.
Things have gone down the crap. Drain B. Oh, Elvis is still gone, and the Elvis impersonators are still here. Hey, now we have an Elvis impersonator friend that was on the show.
That's true. Good old Matt Sharp.
Yep, Matthew Sharp. I think he's actually hung the hat up, but anyway.
Oh, really? I saw a picture of him doing his thing. I thought, or it could have been an old picture. I don't know.
Maybe a bit ago. But so that is another way we know things have gone down the crapper. We're moving on to number 4. Number 4 random ways we know things have gone down the crapper. Andrew.
Yeah, the United States of America, powered by Amazon Prime. That's how you have to say it from now on. We have a sponsor. We have an official sponsor.
The United States is sponsored.
Powered by Amazon Prime. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm liking it. Let's see. The number 3 way we know that things have gone down the crapper. McDonald's cancels the McRib. Where is it? Yeah, that's right. And publicly announces that all of their food and drink products were made from a Levi Strauss Blue Jean Factory byproducts. Yeah. No, that doesn't sound good at all.
No. Yeah. Nuh-uh. Don't like it.
There he is. There's Mr. Wilhelm.
Yeah.
But it's probably true.
Could be.
It's like the old Steve Martin bit. In the back, they've just got a machine full of goo. Shake!
Right.
Fries! Cheeseburger! Here's your change. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We're probably the only 2 or 3 people that know about that bit. But
here we have a bonus from Trip. Things have gone down the drain because we still have all the toilet paper we've ordered since
COVID. Yes, where is it? Yay!
Well, by thinking that way, stuff really hasn't gone down the crapper yet. Then has it?
Oh. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Number 2,
9 random ways we know things have gone down the crapper. Waking up and reading this headline in the newspaper: government to ration bacon as national supply dwindles. Red alert.
Oh!
Red alert.
Oh! Don't. We got to call Tony.
Tony Adams to make sure that we're okay with the national bacon supply there.
He's in charge.
Yes.
He's the bacon whisperer. He is in charge of all bacon in the U.S. and out of the U.S. He controls the importing and exporting of bacon, and I'm sure he's been hoarding it because of the longshoremen. Let's just go.
Good callback. Great callback there.
There we go. The number 1 reason we know things have gone down the crapper, and you're applauding the number 1. As both parties eliminate themselves in a cage match to the death, and this could happen, our presidential campaign on the random ticket actually wins by default, and now we're in charge.
That's right. I am your vice president.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were I was gonna be vice president. And
I'm gonna take the fall. I'm gonna take the fall.
I'm the puppet. You're the puppet master.
All right. Okay. So I'm your chief of staff. Wow. Okay, I see what you think of me. We're gonna make Lyle president there.
Yes. Oh, Lyle. We're all right. We're changing the ticket. Lyle the time for president. Yes, he's French, but he doesn't smell.
No.
We just lost all the 3 people that were watching in France, by the way, or listening. All right, so there it is. That's the end of the random 9 list. Yes. Let's give a where'd they go? There they are. That didn't flow as well as we'd like. But you know what flows well and often and mostly at parties?
What?
It is salsa. And nothing says the holidays or holiday love like Mrs. A's famous Salsa Buena, our proud sponsor. Well, we're not sure she's proud, but she's
our reluctant sponsor.
And thanks to Restream being so efficient and well organized.
Do you need me to run the ad?
I found it. It's
okay.
It's gonna happen now. Then we're coming back with Greg Allan Martin from Shadrach and many other shows right after this. On us, and what isn't more festive than salsa? What, you don't think salsa screams happy holidays? Well, then you haven't had Mrs. A's famous salsa buena. It's made with the freshest ingredients and delicious cilantro. Mrs. A's has 3 amazing flavors that beg to be paired with your holiday treats. There's the original, which pleases even the most finicky of tastes. Then there's the amazing salsa verde that would make even the Grinch smile with delight. And to warm you up, the hot salsa has just enough heat and it's full of flavor. Now the best part is there's no onions. That's right, so you won't be ruining the fun or your date with onion breath. Mrs. A's famous salsa buena is located in the refrigeration section of your favorite grocer to stay as fresh and delicious as possible. You can find Mrs. A's famous salsa buena from the West Coast all the way through the Rockies and expanding every day. If you can't find it, demand that your grocer go get Mrs. A's famous salsa buena and get your holidays partying. Go to mrsafamous.com to find out more. Yes, and do it now, and do it often, and be polite. Just be polite and say, we really need Mrs. A's famous salsa buena here now. I've got chips. No good salsa. It is not paste picante time. Is Mrs. A's salsa famous? Mrs. A's famous salsa. I should just shut up and introduce our guest, shouldn't I?
Let's do it. Let's get him in.
Yeah, and there's so you see the logo. It's over by Andy.
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah, he's got it. I'm not allowed. I
No.
I get hungry during the show and things get weird. But
well, you can't be 50 yards from the logo. Remember, that's the law. That's the law, Kristian. You're not allowed within 50 yards of the Mrs. A famous logo.
Makes things even weirder than they already are. So, but now it is time for us to introduce our guest for this week. And again, thanks to Apple, I don't have my intro music, but you know, I can make excuses for everything, but cannot make excuses. This guy is he's great. Started out coming out of Arkansas, playing football, went to Harvard. I mean, you got to hear this guy's story. It's great, and I'm very excited to have him on. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with me, Mr. Greg Allan Martin. Hey,
you guys! Thank you so much for having me on. This is a pleasure,
dude. I'm so glad to have you on here. Very excited. Okay, and just real quickly, because it still just blows me away. You got a scholarship to play football in college at Vanderbilt, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, and on top of that, you kept an amazing grade average, which, you know, I find I know guys who have played college football. It's like, wow, okay. And then you went to Harvard. Okay, my sister's a lawyer. She actually went out and she's been through, and I know what law school is about just from my sister. It's like, and I know Harvard's insane. So that's even more amazing. And all the meantime, were you continuing theater through school as well? Or was that just something that hit you later on when you became Deputy District Attorney of Los Angeles? Hello.
Yeah. I don't know where to start with all that. I'm still just sitting here enjoying your entire opening and the non-random facts. I could have sat and listened to that the whole time, but yeah,
you are way too kind, Greg.
Yeah,
I've often said I was educated well beyond my intelligence, and I guess they had to let in a token Arkansan that year to Harvard.
Right. Yeah, right.
There's an
Arkansan
diversity hire, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Hey, looks pretty good. We'll let him in.
So yeah, I grew up in Arkansas. Two brothers, and my dad was an athlete in college, and we were a very small college in Arkansas. But that was our whole life when we were growing up: football, baseball, basketball, swimmers. We did whatever we could. But God bless my parents, and I mean that literally. Wonderful people. We went to church every Sunday, and they always said, "You know what? Those grades slip, and you're not playing this weekend."
Oh,
So the old phrase student athlete, student, as they always reminded us, it says student athlete, not athlete student.
Right.
So I'm so grateful for that, because then when I was looking for a place to play college football, not that I was that good and had that many choices, but Vanderbilt, Division I school, and just a phenomenal academic school. So it was a great experience. We didn't have the greatest teams while I was there, but still great education, and that led to the ability to go to a pretty decent law school. And to get back to your question of the theater, I had always done, when I had the time to do it, plays growing up, little church plays and junior high plays. But when I got into high school, especially into college, you mentioned it's very time consuming to play college football and try to keep up good grade average. So I didn't do anything theatrically during during college.
Yeah.
But when I got to law school, I was so intimidated by these incredibly smart people that I had to find things to do that I felt like I could compete with. So it was intramural sports, and we had this little theater company there, very amateurish. Everything was written, directed, acted by law school students. So I jumped at the chance to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Did a couple plays with them every year.
Now, is this still a theater that's around today? Like, is this a continuing group that's?
Yep. The Harvard Law School. I think it used to be called Drama Society. Now they call it the Parody Association. So yeah, they're still growing strong, and their productions are a lot better than when I did.
I find that hard to believe, but hey, technology and whatnot. They're probably using AI.
Yeah, there you go.
But I mean, man, that's all that right there is just hugely impressive. And then you end up. Now, did you? Let me ask you this, because I never got this far with my sister. She just immediately went and got the job that she wanted. I don't know how that works, but deputy district attorney for Los Angeles. I mean, huge city. I mean, how do you get drafted? I mean, do they hunt you out, or I mean, how does that work?
Well, I had stepped away from law for a while after graduating. Worked for a consulting firm in Boston, but then ended up out in California. Was getting back into law, and for a number of reasons, I just didn't want to go work in a big law firm.
Right.
Yeah, I would have made a lot more money if I did, rather than working for the government. But it just didn't appeal to me. And criminal law had always been my favorite subject in law school. And it just spoke more to my heart in terms of sort of right and wrong and values and that sort of thing. Yeah.
And you got to right the wrongs and make sure those wrongs stayed where they were and the rights stayed where they were right.
Yeah. And so I applied for the district attorney's office and was blessed enough to get hired and worked there for over 25 years. I just retired a couple of years ago. So it was a great experience. There are some issues with the office now that I don't want to go into, but so I'm glad that I'm retired now, and hopefully things will change with an upcoming election, but that's another story.
And me and Andy are both ex-Californians. He actually lives in Oregon, live out in Kansas City. We're both grown up and raised there. So, and my mother is actually from, she's a true Archie. She's from,
is that right?
Up near Batesville. Yes, sir.
Okay, sure.
And, and I remember we went back for a couple family reunions. There she is right there. That's my mom. She's saying hi. Mom, ignore those things. Just.
So no, it's part of his camera. We tried to fix it before, but Yeah,
it's
no,
for you
okay.
to focus on him, not us.
Speaking of, when things have gone into the crapper. So
Right, yeah. So actually,
apologize for that.
It's the Secret Service targeting him just to make sure he does not slip up and make a wrong. Doesn't disclose anything he's not supposed to about upcoming projects.
Yeah.
I thought it was a comment on how square this guest is.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate it. But yeah, and no, it's beautiful country out there too, man.
Yeah.
Just like when I moved out to the Midwest, I immediately just fell in love with this place out here. I'm up in Kansas City, Missouri, and just so beautiful. It's I don't know. I mean, California is beautiful and great, but this is a different kind of beauty, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world.
I'm right there with you. I am in Nashville right now.
Yes.
Oh
yeah. And okay. Well, let's continue the story here for a minute. So, the other amazing thing I discovered was you kept acting while you were district attorney.
Yeah, people would ask me about that. They'd say, because I joined a theater company and I didn't have a lot of time because it's very consuming to pursue film and TV because you've always got to be available for auditions. But I still wanted to do theater. So people would ask me, after being a trial attorney all day long, why do you want to go and do theater at night? And I would always say, well, it's because an audience of only 12 people at a time was just not enough for my ego.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was very fortunate. So it was a challenge to be, learning a closing argument for a case on a Friday afternoon to present on a Friday afternoon, and then a monologue from To Kill a Mockingbird to do that night at the theater company.
Right.
But I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
So did one ever bleed into the other where a production coming up needed either legalese or you had a sort of a trial lawyer position and they're like, well, it's got to be Greg, right?
Like, we know the guy to call.
Got to be Greg, right?
I did get to play Atticus Finch in To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I don't think that was just because I was a DA.
Like, well, he's kind of, it's already there. So let's just just go with
it. That's true. That's true. Yeah.
But now you've also that expanded you into TV roles and into some series and whatnot. You played a judge, correct?
Yep. Got to play a judge on Dynasty.
Yep. Okay. And again, like I said, the General Hospital. Well, what was the doctor's name again that you played? I'm sorry.
No, I got to give a little correction there. I did do 2 or 3 episodes on General Hospital, and they were different characters over the years. But the doctor I played, Dr. Noah, was actually for a couple of years on The Young and the Restless.
Oh, Young and the Restless. Okay. Yeah. All right. Dr. General Hospital. That's I don't know. All I know is everybody was like, "Oh my gosh," And anyway. So yes, I was, and I've said this before. When I first saw your picture, I'm like, I know this guy, and then I started, kind of reading through your bio and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, my God.
That wasn't from the time I prosecuted you in court, was it?
No. He didn't really look up from that chair.
Yeah. Mom was probably the one posting my bail, so thanks, Mom. And there's very sad that could have been an actual possibility. Oh, good Lord. That was very capricious youth. I was under a lot of stress back in my youthful days that were not so long ago. But no, it's good. That is scary that you could have been prosecuting one of my Oh God. But I'm glad I'm on this side with you now.
Yeah.
So right.
We're all
shoes on the other foot.
Right.
There you go.
And now what what's more of your favorite medium, Greg? I mean, like I said, you've kind of dabbled in a lot of different things: theater, the TV series, the soap opera. I know that's kind of a almost a hectic kind of schedule, but a lot of actors say they thrive on it.
Yeah.
But then there's other people who are just like, oh God, I'll never want to do it again.
Yeah, they churn out so much content. You got to be on the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's constantly being updated. Like even while you guys are right there on set, they're like, we changed this line.
Yeah.
But
it's an easy answer to that question. And I think probably most actors feel the same way, that their first love is theater. And because with film and TV, there's just a lot of waiting around and doing it in short bits and redoing it, which is good because you get to get it right. But theater is live. And I think one of the things that really appealed to me, because at some point my competitive athletic career ended in terms of team sports, although I still do a bunch of stuff now, but it's the closest thing to sports. The curtain goes up. It's like on a football field. The whistle blows. You're on. You got to perform. There's no doing it over.
Yep.
Yeah. And you get that instant feedback of, I nailed that scene.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And you've got that live audience right there. You can feel the energy. Comedy, of course, when you can hear the laughs, but even on a drama, the silence, you can feel and sense what an audience is feeling. So there's nothing like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, and that's one of the reasons, like, we do the show like this, is because we don't want it scripted. We want you, the real person that we're talking to. And I don't go too deep into all your works and whatnot, because I'd rather get it fresh from you and give fresh perspectives to people that are listening later on or that are with us now. And that's the most important part of it. And that's the greatness of this kind of thing. And so, like you said, like comedy, you just get that instant reaction. But in drama, I mean, I know there's people that get caught off guard. Like, I mean, you get that, and it's got to send something up your spine. You're just like, oh, I nailed it.
Yeah, and with film and TV, you have to put so much trust into the director, who is going to create what his vision is. And it's often true that you don't know until you go see something in a theater or on TV how it's going to turn out.
Yeah,
right. Because you've done 20
angles.
Well, and you've done 20 takes of a scene, and you don't know which one they're going to use for the final take. So, yeah.
And I'll give you a little sidelight to that. When the Ozark episode that I did was in season 1, episode 2.
Yes.
So I knew I was going to get to work with Jason Bateman. If the scene was just him and me, we spent hours working on that one day. But that was at a time where you go, okay, Jason Bateman, huge. Netflix, so this has got to be a big show.
Yeah.
But at that time, that was still a year away from the show ever showing up on Netflix.
Right.
No idea what a phenomenon that was going to be and what an absolutely brilliant show it was going to be.
Right.
And honestly, it was, because my wife was like, oh, I've heard so much good. I'm like, and I tend to blow a lot of these things, especially the drama kind of things. I'm Mr. Comedy, whatever. But I enjoy I got so hooked on that show. Good Lord. I mean,
it's dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the ones where I binged as the first one I've ever binged anything. I'm like, no, let's go to the next one. I keep going. No. What do you mean that we got to wait for it? What?
Yeah.
No. But yeah, no. So, no, that's absolutely amazing. And that you got to be a part of it right at the beginning. So that's got to be a great, accomplishment for you, for one. And then, I mean, a hell of a feather in your cap.
Yeah. Thank you.
But now, so all that aside, you've now become, I'm not going to say you're the lead really in this show. Is that correct or no?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
In fact, I would say quite the opposite. There is a cast of 6 people in it, and I use the word people on purpose because Shadrach is just quickly. It's a show about 2 parents and their 2 kids, a 10-year-old boy and a 12-year-old girl, who are living in the big city, and the dad loses his job. His brother-in-law kind of cheats him and basically loses his company, and they are forced to move from the big city to the country to live on this farm with the grandfather and the grandmother.
Right.
So there's 6 of us, kids, parents, grandparents. So I would say without a doubt, the star of the show, actually there's 2 stars. The star of the show is the young girl. Anna is the character, played by a wonderful young actress named Livy Birch. She's going to have a phenomenal career. But it's her and the horse, because she encounters a horse, which plays into every episode. And the horse's name is Shadrach. That's where the name
I was going to say that's where the title comes from, is because she discovers this horse. I watched little clips of the show, and it's so. I mean, it's one of those shows. It's just wholesome. It's good. You know, it reminds me of Little House on the Prairie. You know, how everybody was like, it's so super sweet. And no, if you really watch it, man, there's so much more going on with it.
Yeah.
And it's just really cool, and I'm very excited. I'm waiting to watch an entire episode. Like I said, I was just kidding. I can't go too deep, otherwise I get stupid than what I am right now. So
we have a trailer. We have a trailer we could show if you want.
Oh, okay. Well, I was wondering if we do you mind if we do that?
No, please. I'd love it.
Okay.
Okay.
So the name of the show is Shadrach, and you've already given the prelude to it. Do you know what trailer we're going to be playing, Greg? Or
no, this just says various scenes within the show, but it sets up the premise.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's on I'm sorry, it's Pureflix, correct? I want to make sure I say it right.
It's called Great American Pureflix now, because Great American Family and Pureflix merged. But yeah, you can go to pureflix.com and see it, or just go to Amazon Prime and put in Shadrach and you can find it.
Okay, so it is on Amazon. Okay, beautiful. All right.
Let me explain that real quick. If you go to Amazon Prime and put in Shadrach or Shadrach series to search for it, it'll come up with a title page, and there is a place on there to click on. You can get a free 7-day trial.
Okay.
And you can go in there and get a 7-day trial to Pureflix and binge all 6 episodes.
Beautiful. All right. So, well, let's, all right, Andy, you got that queued up?
I got it queued up. We are ready to go. So here we go.
All right, here we go.
I try my best.
We can't afford to stay here, and we could get a house near my parents for next to nothing.
I miss my friends. I miss my old life.
Heavenly Lord, we're grateful to be together. Amen.
Amen. There's no cell service here.
Will you look at that? We got ourselves a fine-looking horse in the yard.
I like animals.
You like videos of animals.
Come on out, kids.
What's Shadrach doing here?
Your papa bought him for you and Michael.
Who's ready to ride a horse?
We are.
I want to go searching for artifacts.
Well, I can't wait to hear what you discover.
The power of faith had just begun to take us places.
Yeah!
And a new life of adventure for all of us.
Yes. Yes. There they are. Very nice. Very nice. Now, how many shows have you guys got going right now for this first season?
6 episodes.
It's 6 episodes, and are we filming more, or what do we got going on?
Not yet. I mean, season 1 ends on a cliffhanger. Hold on a second. Did I just go off?
Oh, that's speaking of cliffhangers. Where did they go?
Oh, Greg's just trying to make me feel good about screwing up my camera earlier. So
yeah, sorry about that. Anyway.
Okay.
I was saying season 1 ends on a cliffhanger, so there needs to be a season 2, but
absolutely,
we just haven't heard anything definitive yet.
Right on. All right. Now, and okay, so now you guys are you're pretty active in this show, and you're really active in real life too, aren't you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I love, growing up as an athlete. I still do whatever I can: tennis, golf, of course, the new thing, pickleball, and do a lot of biking and hiking. So
I was gonna say I saw some posts of you riding. You do the road bike.
Yep.
Correct. Touring bike, I guess they call it.
Yep, right.
And now what's the longest you've ever ridden?
I haven't done great distances on it. I love to I like to do so many things that I don't spend a lot of time doing any one thing.
Right.
So I like to go out and, go riding for like 10 miles on one of the greenways around here, and then go play a round of golf, or even at that, I'm at about 12 holes. I'm going, I want to go do something else. So
Yeah.
active with something as much as I can.
Where'd Greg go?
Yeah.
Over there on the mountain bike going up the hill. Never mind.
Yeah.
We're going to play through. We'll be all right.
That's also because I've already shot over, the
right. Yeah.
So,
you broke the course record just in the opposite way.
yeah.
You said you moved back to or you didn't move back, but you're in Nashville, Tennessee now. What drew you to Nashville?
Well, kind of a long story. We actually go back between Newport Beach and Nashville now.
Ooh.
Best of both worlds. But we're both from the South. We have family here at that time. When we got a place here, all 4 of our parents were still alive. So a lot of family here, a lot of friends. And I just been out in LA so long, just really missed the South. I just love how friendly the people are, how lush and green it is.
Mm-hmm.
There's a great faith-based community here. And there's, a burgeoning and building film community around here too.
Oh, in Nashville. Yep. Nashville, Indianapolis.
Atlanta's huge.
Yeah. Oh, good Lord. Yeah.
In fact, a number of things that I've done have shot in Atlanta. So Nashville's closer to there. So
absolutely. There's several big production companies coming up out of Atlanta and Nashville. Nashville's really becoming the new Hollywood. There was a term somebody used for it a while back, but it's a Midwest Hollywood, really.
Yep.
And I know there was some confusion when we teased this last week. You are a very proud, strong Christian man, which was very exciting for us to get you on the show. No atheist. We were saying faith-based for out there. We did not claim he was an atheist. He's faith-based. I probably said it very fast because I was very excited and we ran out of time and I had to get going. But no. And so now you grew up, and you were talking about this earlier. You grew up, went to church every Sunday. Parents said, they were strict. It's, how hard is it to keep getting into the face? It seems like this is really becoming a bigger movie community, and not just film, but TV and whatnot with the new networks and whatnot.
Oh yeah, it's huge now.
And are you looking at more of the projects? Those
absolutely, and that is my goal. I'm open to doing any kind of secular, regular Hollywood stuff as well. But I'm really excited to do more faith-based. Now, let me go back up. In terms of Shadrach, I want to make sure people understand. Yeah, you could tell from the trailer, there's an element of faith involved in this. But this is not what people used to think of when they would think of faith-based projects. They'd kind of go, ooh, that's going to be easy. That's going to be corny. No, it's not like that at all. This family, they go to church, they say grace before meals, and every once in a while they go, let's pray about that. But it doesn't hit you over the head. It's not pushing anything on it. It's just who they are. And it's more about just family and the values that come along with being together as a family and getting thrown into this situation, the change that comes into their lives, and how change is hard. You got kids who are taken out of their school, away from their friends. They're living in the country. You saw in the trailer, the little girl goes, "There's no cell service."
Yeah.
And it's how this
I'm like, hey.
Yeah, it's how these 3 generations learn not just to, okay, we got to somehow survive being thrown together until all this gets settled. No, it's how they learn to thrive and learn from each other. And the grandparents get to mentor the kids, and the kids. So it's really a wonderful thing. And you're right; it's kind of a throwback to the Waltons and Little House on the Prairie, but there's humor in it. There's drama in it. It's just a really good film. I mean, a series for any generation. I got an email just today. This was such a kick from a high school friend of mine. I saw her at my 50th reunion. I'm aging myself.
Oh, wow.
Matter a couple of years ago.
Just had my 40.
Me and said, we just watched this with our 2 grandchildren. They love the show. And here are 2 letters that they wrote to you. And there were these little letters scribbling going, my favorite part was when the horse ran away. I mean, it was just so lovely. But I thought that's the best review a show like this can have.
100%.
Generations that spread apart watching it together.
And then again, right there, you've got the grandparents with the grandkids, 2 completely opposite generations coming together and enjoying something together, which is almost unheard of nowadays. That's the other thing that I wanted to point, like you just pointed out. That's the beauty of this show, just like in the Waltons and the Little House. Everybody learned to work together. Everybody learned from each other, even in the mistakes and in the positives. We were all learning. We were all working together, and that's what needs to be pushed nowadays. You know. And there's so much divisiveness. And so shows like this are such a welcome comeback. I was just very excited. And I can't wait to hear about season 2 because, we got a cliffhanger we got to solve.
And just quickly on what you said there are so many companies out there that are devoting themselves to putting out the kind of entertainment that so many people, the vast middle America and people everywhere, that reflects their values. You've got The Chosen, which is a worldwide phenomenon. Kingdom Story Company would put out Jesus Revolution a couple years ago. It's a massive hit. I just went to see their new movie that's going to be, I saw a screening of it the other night, The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. It's just a lovely movie. Oh, yeah. So Hollywood has finally woken up to the fact that there is money to be made. There are people who want to spend their money on these type of stories.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, speaking as a Christian and whatnot, are you scared that, or are you concerned about maybe, especially Hollywood, because it's a very strong, and we're going to say it, evil corporation that's involved in there? Are you worried about the false prophet syndrome being mixed in with this and leading people into a different direction? Or do you think that there are some, I know there are good production companies out there that are sticking with core values through God's word and his Bible. But are you worried about people using this and twisting it?
No, I'm really not. Number one, I trust God. But number 2, I just went to a conference here in Nashville. There's an organization that's been in the works for a while, but it's called the Faith in Entertainment Guild. They had an inaugural meeting in the spring, and they just had another one this past Monday and Tuesday. And there were, a couple hundred people there. And the commitment of those people and the type of projects that they are working on, it was really inspiring to be around those people. So you're just going to keep seeing more and more and better quality entertainment in this genre.
Wow. That's incredible. Cool. Yeah, I did not know about that. That's awesome.
And most of those are projects that are not preaching to you. They're not going to have an altar call in them. They're just presenting the truth and wanting people to think, to consider things and view things in maybe a different way and reflect on their lives.
Well, and ultimately,
tell good stories.
Yeah, and I think that's the smartest way to do it. Is you show that it's part of their lives, but like to your point earlier, you don't hit them over the head with it.
Right.
You don't make it the sole focus. You say, well, these are people that have this belief, but then obviously it is Hollywood, it is TV. You need to have some some reason to watch the show as well.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But no, I think that's the smartest TV making is
Absolutely.
you mention it, but again, you don't hit them over the head.
Absolutely.
And that's incredible.
Yeah.
It's just being, and like I said, this show is hitting right on all those cylinders. So it's perfect, man. Very excited to hear about season 2, man. I can't wait. And I'm sure you've got other projects in the works that we can't talk about now. But listen, man, we're starting to get a little close on time.
Okay.
Greg, would it be possible maybe, in 6 months or so we touch base and maybe we could have you back on, see what you got going on, see if there's
Absolutely. I would love that. You guys are a lot of fun. Dude,
this is awesome. I can't we got this guy that lives in the rafters in the studios, and this is the only thing he really seems to enjoy is the random questions of insanity, Greg. And I know you probably heard about them. And
yeah, I did. I gotta go. You guys.
A very important call from my agent right now. Guys, gotta go.
Is there phone a friend involved in this?
Yeah.
Oh, they're just some fun little questions that
there's no wrong answer.
Okay.
There isn't unless there is, and then we have this.
Well, there's one question where there is a wrong answer according to Kristian.
Okay.
And we'll get to that one, I'm sure.
Which
I could just give my standard law school class answer, which was I don't know.
Yeah.
This is true. We are dealing with a very cunning lawyer, and
that's right. Yeah.
We may be I'm going to leave the crawler up here. And like I said, if you guys now Shadrach is on you said Amazon Prime.
Yeah, you can get to it through Amazon Prime, or you can just go to pureflix.com.
Okay, pureflix.com. Okay, very good. All right, so we got 2 base questions that we start off with random questions of insanity. And the first one, I believe you will have a great answer for. What is the best James Bond film, Greg?
Oh, gosh. I'm a purist. Dr. No, the very first one.
Oh, well.
I mean, I think I was too young, but if I'd been a little bit over, I think I probably would have hit puberty when Ursula Andress came out of the water.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
and another thing, I've gone back and watched this so many times because I'm just stunned by it. The opening scene in the casino and at the Baccarat table. I don't know if you guys remember this.
Yes.
Yep.
They take like a minute and a half where they don't even show Sean Connery.
Right.
Yeah.
And eventually the woman says her name and it cuts to him. And it's just jaw-dropping. I mean, I'm a straight guy, but that to me is like the most gorgeous man of the most perfect time I've ever seen on screen. That moment.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I will, again, very straight heterosexual men here, but yeah, it's okay. It's like when the first time when you see Brad Pitt, you're like,
no, yeah, you appreciate
that's kind of a good looking dude, and I feel really ugly now, and
right.
But, no, excellent, excellent, and dude, Sean Connery, was
absolutely.
Really is. Yeah. Okay, so that answers our sub question to that. So, what is Greg's favorite sandwich, and what all is on it?
Do hamburgers count?
A hamburger is technically a sandwich, yes, sir.
Yeah, it would have to be hamburgers, but also if I can think back to when I was growing up, and gosh, I haven't had one in a long time. I used to love my mom's toasted peanut butter and banana.
Oh,
nice.
Dude, we are new best friends. But I actually, and you may want to give this a shot someday. Peanut butter. Now, what kind of peanut butter did you use?
Oh, back then it was probably just something like Jeff. Was there any other kind back then?
Creamy or chunky or?
Oh, chunky. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So peanut butter, banana. Wait for it. Mayonnaise.
Oh. I've got to take back that friendship now.
No, I'm telling you, it sounds amazingly gross, but it is so good. My dad actually turned me on to that.
Is that
when
right?
I was like, oh my gosh, Dad, no, gross.
What were you being punished for?
And I enjoyed it.
What were you being punished for?
Well, I washed his car with a dirty rag. So,
okay.
All right. So now, see, perfect answers to our two base questions. So let's, Andy, why don't you go ahead and get into a couple here?
Okay. What was your favorite toy as a child?
Wow. Well, I don't know if you consider these toys, but anything that you could bounce or throw or hit.
Yep.
So footballs, basketballs, baseballs. Sure. I was into yo-yos for a while. So, like I said, toys were like everything else. It's like move from one to the other. So
could you do all the tricks and stuff with the yo-yo?
A few, but like with a lot of things in my life, I get to that point of such diminishing returns. Okay, I'll leave that.
Yeah. How many times did you get hit in the nose with the?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's no, I get that. All right. Let's see. Ice cream, cake, or pie?
From the South, pie. Apple pie, peach pie.
Yep.
Don't matter. It's rhubarb, strawberry rhubarb, which my wife makes a mean strawberry. When we first started dating, she whipped one up within 10 minutes, fresh everything. I was like, oh man, I got to keep her. So, all right.
It's your night to order pizza for the group, and calories don't count. What are we ordering?
Oh, this is going to get me a lot of hate, and even from the group I'm ordering for. But I don't know why people don't like it. But it's Canadian bacon and pineapple.
Dude,
okay. No, we'll take it.
Yes,
Canadian bacon's been a staple on my pizza. I don't get the pineapple, but I do Canadian bacon on the pizza that I get. So
pineapple on pizza is one of those things that just creates online frenzy.
Right. Oh yeah.
Obviously, these are people who haven't had pineapple and ham pizza. So
there you go.
Right.
And now, have you tried pineapple ham and jalapeno?
I'm not good with really spicy stuff because it just overwhelms everything else. So
yeah.
Okay.
No,
fair.
You're absolutely right. That's 100% correct.
I was afraid you were going to say mayonnaise.
I know, right?
It's a big baby. That's all. All right, let's what is the best way to travel, Greg?
Oh wow. For me it's a bicycle.
Really?
Yeah. I love getting out and riding a bike. Now I've gotten to the age where as much as I love sports, some things I just can't do the way I used to. I can't run the way I used to.
Right.
Knees go bad, foot problems and all that. But you get on a bicycle and the sense of freedom, Percy Warner Park here in Nashville's got like 12 miles of trails through it's just green and beautiful. So that's my way of traveling.
Beautiful. Nailed it. All right, Andy.
You discover time travel and you can go back and steal one role from an actor. What role are you stealing?
Wow. That's a difficult question because those roles that I look at and revere so much, I just kind of go.
I know they're so defined by the actor, right?
Right. It really is.
But I'll go back to because of I mentioned it earlier and what I got to do in a play, Gregory Peck and To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
Southern lawyer, fighting for what's right. It's just it's the epitome.
And he is classic in that role too. I mean, all right, so Andy kind of took us down the dark hole, but I got to do it. All right, you have a choice to save the world, Greg. Who do you choose? Iron Man or Batman?
Got to be Batman, but
yes,
only if it's Adam West.
100%. That is the right answer.
Yes.
Greg, you pass.
And interesting side note, our guest next week has a Batman museum that he's opening up at the end of October. And it's all about really the 70s, 60s Batman with Adam West.
Wow.
It's called Fiberglass Freaks Batman Museum
That's great.
Indiana.
I gotta tell you, I mean, I love that show as a kid.
Oh, dude.
But it wasn't until I got older that I went back and looked at some reruns. And I'm talking like, now I'm well into my 20s or even 30s. And I watched that show and I went, oh my God, I had no idea. Two things. One, how funny the show was.
Yeah.
And two, what a brilliant actor Adam West was. People may scoff at that. But to do what he did in that role, play it straight like that, I think he was a genius at what he did there. It was a brilliant piece of acting.
And what people don't realize, he was very comedic based.
Yeah.
And as he got older, he started doing animated characters and shows.
But he knew to play that completely straight was the way to make the comedy work.
And so like deadpan almost, know, and it was he was and apparently just super sweet guy. Just a great man. All right, Andy, let's do one more from you.
All right, so I know we've only spent like 30 minutes together, but I have a pretty good idea of how you're going to answer this. I just have a feeling. Okay, your food is bad at a restaurant. Do you say anything?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I do. I mean, that's what you're paying money for.
Right. Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
You can do it in a nice way too.
No, 100%. Yeah. And just from my perspective, like if I screw something up, I want to know about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Good answer.
I would never say, do you know who I am?
Right.
Because the answer would be no.
Right. I was the storage clerk on Ozark, episode 1. Come on.
You bastard.
Touche.
You recognize me?
Well played indeed.
All right. We're going to have you back, so I'm going to save this one for next time. But I always like to end on some kind of deep or
cliffhanger.
Philosophical. Yeah, it's a cliffhanger. Where's your happy place?
Outdoors, hiking or biking with my wife,
right,
or my kids. Yeah,
beautiful. No, that's bing, 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 right there. That's the answer we like to hear. All right, so Greg Allan Martin, Shadrach on Pureflix.com, or you can go through Amazon Prime, find it through there. And there's other things coming up we can't talk about, so I'm not going to push on it. And Greg, again, man, I'm just so glad we finally got you on. Again, apologies for a couple of months ago having to cancel out the last minute, but if you saw the studio before what it looks like now, trust me, you'd understand. If you saw last week's show, we were in a tent.
Oh wow! Wow.
We were doing it live out underneath the highway.
Was that the Dr. Hovind show?
No, that was pre that was pre-hiatus.
Okay,
so.
right.
That was the show before you were supposed to come on.
Okay,
and then,
okay.
no, we're done. But no, Greg, thank you again so much for being a part of this show and
absolute
taking
pleasure
the time
having
out.
you on, man.
Would love to get you back. And everybody, please watch the show and
yes, please.
Like, follow, and subscribe. Greg, again, we thank you. Drive safely. Tip your bartenders and waitresses. But I can't wait to have you on again and find out what else is coming up for you, bro.
Thank you. You guys are a ton of fun.
Right on, brother.
Keep doing the good job you're doing.
Thank you, sir. You too.
Thank you,
all right,
Greg.
man. Thank you so much. Oh man, he is so cool. I got so much more I wanted to talk to him about.
I know.
I know. Yeah. Condensing. I get it, Lyle. All right. So what do we got going on here? Dude, I so want to spend some more time with him.
We didn't suck today, so we can get him back.
Yeah. So far we know we didn't suck. But
We'll hear about it later from somebody.
I'm sure his agent's already sending an email. Cease and desist.
Right. Do not replay. Take down the live video.
Please remove his name from the
right. Cancel the 3-ring circus. No.
All right, kids. Well, hey, again, go to Pureflix.com. Catch out his new season of Shadrach. Great family show. And yeah, spread the word around. Like, follow, and subscribe, just like we always say. We are going to be back next week. And where is he? Where's our clip? There he is. Boom. As we talked about with our friend Greg Allan Martin, I dare say he is our friend. We've got Mark Rickup. And Mark, I sure hope I'm saying your last name correct. He is opening up the one and only Fiberglass Freaks Batman Museum out in Indiana. We're going to find out more about it, but it has not opened yet. It will be opening at the end of the month, and there's, just some of the pictures I see, so much cool Batman-related material, and it's all basically about mostly the early Batman era show. So please join us for that next week. In the meantime, make sure to tell your friends and neighbors and those in the streets about this show, this sort of fun hour-ish show. And Tammy, thank you so much for being a part of this show. We're so glad that you enjoyed it. We are hitting sound effect buttons, but we want to thank our sponsor, Mrs. A's Famous Salsa BUENA. Find it anywhere from the West Coast to the Rockies and all in between there. Ask for it if you can't find it, and demand it. Don't give a fist fight. Stand there with an empty bag of chips. This would have been so much better. Mrs. A's Famous Salsa. In the meantime, he's Andy. I'm Kristian. And we are so glad that you took time with us. Like, follow, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. We're out of here. Until next week. Kids, be good to each other. We're all we got. God bless you all for being a part of this. And we will see you next week. Peace out.